So I did go back 888 days just to see what it landed on when the book of Revelation would be opened, since that's all about, since it has so much meaning. And it lands right on Trump Tower's last of five multiple addresses, what is also known as the main address if they don't include the five. Trump Tower. If you
All
just
right, Trump Tower around Sunny Isles Beach.
you see where 725 pops up, and right here, of course, it does give you 721 through 725 Fifth Avenue. Okay. Opened on Valentine's Day, 1983, Murder Code 83. If nothing goes down in 2022, they faked us excellently with the text to Trump 88022 and how this year was a complete overlay of 1988, including Election Day on 11/8, October 2nd being on the exact same day, calendar day, like what was it, a Monday or something? But it was the same day as 88. They faked us good. And so be it. Then you start looking at possible January Super Bowl, but can you really kill 2 billion and get to the abomination of desolation, which means we would have all of that wrong too? And you just have to, you're really, it's what we did last year. And we rode, I don't know, we didn't really have the abomination of desolation set on being the total solar, or did we, and just think it was going to be a whole year of World War III? But anyway, I went back 888 days and it landed on 725, which is the Bible passage in the book of Daniel. Yes, matches Trump Tower's five multiple addresses. The whole passage does, 721 through 725. But this specific Daniel verse, just to put it in perspective, yes, 21 says, and the horn made war with the saints. That's great tribulation time. But then 725 specific says, shall wear out the saints. So, showing that it's a bloodbath. It gets very ugly. And of course, it's the humans possessed by fallen angels that have these superpowers that are just able to, that's what all the superpower stuff has been about since day one. Where else in the world would you get superpowers from? Well, watch the movie The Exorcist. She had superpowers. She was levitating. Watch the movie Venom. When you get literally possessed, and this will be a literal possession, unlike what they've ever shown you before. For the most part, I mean, I'm sure it's been shown in horror movies or whatever, but yeah, they'll be lopping off your heads quickly. Be able to tear through your house. Not worried about gunshot wounds on the way to you. They might bleed out after they've killed you. But I don't know that they would. So sorry to get so detailed and so morbid there, but that 30th date of it opening is monumental when you go back 888 days like that. And him going down the 28th, it's just for all the personal stuff, all the personal ciphers that I've ever used, have no problem with it. They all point to it. This was a tag in my favorite movie of all time called Charade. I saw it as a kid, and I've always been enamored by it. And I went back and watched it tonight because my stepdaughter was going to watch it with her boyfriend. There is a 1227 right at the beginning, and it's at the 7-11, 11-17 mark with fused with 7-11. And but it has an 11 fused with it, which would give you, that's eve coding. So is the eve 1227 of what will take place concerning the 1117 on the 28th and then the 711 on the 30th? I just thought that was mind-blowing. The front tag on the car was 4776 ML75. So I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the next one. There was some numbers there. 5463 on a date. 5163. Well, it does land on an 88. 217 88. In the seconds, 188. Jeez. Okay. What was funny in the movie? That's my mom's maiden name, Porto, Porto. Yeah, the movie's 153:23. And it was at the 53-minute mark. My mom's maiden name. That's just trivia for y'all. It's funny. What was this about here? Let me see if this is anything. Okay, they had March 22nd coding, so they had 322 coding. Right after that, she said 500 for Antichrist. And of course, we'll be looking, if we're forced to continue forever and look into 2023, you're getting into the year of the rabbit, of course. And there is a buck full moon that'll be taking place. So it's the rabbit full moon. Of course, a buck is also an antler, but it might be specific to the rabbit concerning the full moon. What is the buck full moon named after? It says male deer. So there you go. So the year of the rabbit, and you're telling me there's a full, well, could happen at the new moon. So whatever. 2 days before the full moon. Rise on the third day through the full moon. So who knows? Yeah, it's snowing in IPEC Goat, but I've always told y'all that's the North Pole as he spins out of the abyss. Santa Satan. So if nothing happens by the 28th, 31st, New Year's Day, whatever, once we've entered 2023, you wipe the slate clean and you just have to sort of scatter everything around and just start being analytical and see what pops up. It might be linked to his arrest and something like that. Who knows? Which of course isn't happening anytime soon, we suspect. So blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. Let's keep going. Now, Charade had the movie was all about these stamps, but you didn't know it as you're watching the movie. And it's a 4 on this one, a 3 on this one, and an 82. 4382. So I added them and got 89, of course, Candy's next marriage number. Does she have to get married? She's been engaged for like 5+ years. Does she have to get married before Trump goes down? I've wondered that many times with all the 89s involved with Trump. Remember I think it's Donald J. Trump is 1189 in Jewish gematria. 888 is also a third marriage progression of hers. As I was her 88 2 different ways. 8 next to an 8. I don't know. It's too much to explain. And but 2 different mathematical 88s I was for her. If you multiply it out, it's 98 with the 84, which is very big because the 98th verse is opening the book of Revelation. It is the white horse event where he gets crowned. That's when we know we're living in it in real time. It's fused with the 84, which is 7 for cleansing times 12, the church going through its cleansing. 84 is a heavy code for that. So I thought that was interesting. And that is it for my prep. I think y'all might have a comment. Joe Kane, we got a few comments. Okay, good. We got a bunch of comments. So Joe Kane said 1388 is my birthday. So that would be January 3rd, maybe, in 1988. That's fascinating. Yeah, that's right in the heart of stepdaughter's number. With a 1 and an 8, 6 on each side. She's 113886. That's very cool, Joe. It's the way the Lord has everything connected mathematically is, I tell you, it's what I was drawn to as a child and never understood it. Made it for my selfish self, but the Lord started showing me that, nah, it's about the end times. It might have things to do with you too, but it's about your, well, let's just borrow one of their words, my journey to the end times. Journey is being used so much by Mystery Babylon right now. Every interview you see, what's your journey like? Tell us your journey. Because their whole world is an upside down version of our world. Community is their biggest word. Collaboration, gigantic word for them. There was once a website that would show you that. Community, collaboration.
According to Office of Justice Programs,
What was it called?
community-based collaboration, the focus of this paper is the process by which citizens, agencies, organizations.
I don't remember the buzzword you attached to that. Is it divine feminine, maybe? I think that's what it was. The divine feminine, right there, it says the divine feminine is the power found in creation, intuition, sensuality, community, and collaboration. Well, it just doesn't get any better than that, does it, folks? Woman of spirit and faith invite contributors to divine feminine. And then you get down into the article, the CPWR community post collaborative. Anytime they can throw, when you're watching the news, anytime they can throw in community, oh my goodness, you're going to hear it. And collaboration, which the rise of the divine feminine collaboration community. There it is. Wow. That's probably and there it is down there too. So those are your main websites right there. Boom. That must have been what I found a long time ago. So this one's called The Rise of the Divine Feminine. So when Trump came in, that's the big thing. That's the big, along with the trans movement. And so this one really gives it to you. It says collaboration, community, care, harmony, oneness, inclusion. These are the ways of the Aquarian age. And you just saw them burst the water, and you just saw them release Avatar, Way of Water. So it's all about the divine feminine. Like I can't emphasize that enough. I'm not real sure what brought that up, but let's keep going. Just thinking here, Trey, what if it's New Year's Eve? Big. I'm telling you, once we get past the 28th, you know, it doesn't, numbers wise, it's day 110, it's 141 from Sirius to get your 241. He would rise on day 143, and it would be 108. Yeah, and you know, the crazy mathematical anomaly that took place on 3/11, Trump and I's combined number, my Mayday friend turned the first 5 digits days old, and then 33 days later, I turned the next 5 digits days old. and there's an 8 left. And then 33 days after that, it was the total lunar eclipse. So if you keep that routine up, adding, that's 37. 3. Hang on, and let me get you a good mathematical. Well, I just remembered the last I checked that it hits on January 2nd. So 297. Yeah, it's 9 progressions of 33. And that does hit on January 2nd, which would be a perfect rising day if he goes down on the 31st. So don't hate it at all. Love it. We'll be all over it. Again, Trump's number 163464. When you multiply 6 times 14 times 1946, my number 82362. We have a 322 dead center, 4 digits on each side. My Mayday friend turned that many days old, the first 5 digits, on 311. I mean, 311, come on. Then I turned that many days old 33 days later, which was the 10-year anniversary of when I gave up astrology and all that. I remembered the date. It was April 13th. From watching the Know Your Enemy series and seeing where my astrology came from. It came from the Catholic Church, and I quit Catholicism and astrology in a day, and that was the day. And then 33 days after April 13th was the total lunar eclipse. So I started tracking those 33s also. So it's something. And we'll get to the grid on that and all of that. Good stuff, Christian. Yeah. We leave no date unturned. That's for sure. I'm just very high on the 28th right now. Of course, tomorrow being the 22nd is still big. But yeah, has connections to Eve, the apple at the same time. Yes, it does. Again, next weekend could mirror the resurrection of Christ down on Thursday, buried. What is New Year's Eve is on Saturn Day, rising until Tuesday. That's perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'd just be all over that, Christian. I mean, here, bravo. And what else was I going to show you? The grid for that 31st, is the Great Conjunction and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to that, and the rising day. Not a lot of stuff. But, I can't wait to sink my teeth into it. If nothing's going to happen, we will definitely be very excited about all that, won't we? So thank you. But Trump going down on Wednesday, the 28th, and rising on the 30th, he would rise on the only day named after a goddess, speaking of the divine feminine. Rising on a Friday gives way to Frigg, which is what Friday was named after, the goddess. Just another goddess representation. So how fitting, because in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, she, of course, was Lucifer, the goddess. She had the dragon on her back. She was all about the technology. There's nothing she couldn't hack into. And she was they had sex after his right eye wound. And then, then he's going to be rebirthed. So, anywho, don't know if you've seen any of this. Zelensky is coming to America on the 21st. Well, that's pretty insane. And then he says Ukrainian president Zelensky is coming on Wednesday. Okay, that's a week from the offing day. It means he was here today. I need to watch the news then. I record it on my DVR. I just never watch it. I always record it in case something happens. Also, supposedly Netanyahu is set to announce he's mustered new government ahead of midnight deadline. PM, Prime Minister designate, must inform president by end of Wednesday that he can form majority coalition. Lapid rebuffs criticism over deals that gives Netanyahu until January 2nd to hold swearing in, which of course is the rising date of you giving us New Year's Eve. December 28 equals the red wave in Gematria, so thank you for that. Good vid. And I wish I could pronounce your name. It looks like Johann Francis. They have a lot of the European style commas and so forth in the name. We're not able to actually do that in America, but y'all must have specific typewriters or something that can do that. But is Bushcraft Bear trying to tell us something? Fart 2024 666 connections. Y'all want to check out his site. Elite sports are rigged. USGP 33. Club member or Mystery Babylonian ritual. Yeah, I love it. Nice work. So we got y'all's comments in, which I always like to do. It means a lot. Because we have our community, don't we? We collaborate, don't we? You see, the Divine Feminine is nothing more than an upside down version of what sheep do. That's what all of Paul's letters were. He's writing to the Christian communities, and it was full-on collaboration in the truth. So, yeah. But yeah, that's everything. Love y'all very. If they were to ever come get me before Trump went down, I would say today, Thursday, would be perfect, because I don't think you would see a judge closed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, closed Monday. And I go off on Christmas quite regularly on my Facebook. You know, I'm not mean about it. So, you know, the Lord would put it in their hearts to carry out the Lord's will, that they would come fetch me and just be laughing over their pagan holiday. Hilarious. All right, love y'all. Just wanted to put that out there just in case. I got it on tape. All right, love you.